Welcome to Stories I Didn't Tell Last Sunday. Hi, I'm Doug McAllister, lead pastor at Journey Fellowship Church, and this is Journey's weekly podcast where we try to feature stories that we thought would be of interest to you, but we didn't have time to tell them on Sunday morning. So today I'm joined by a longtime friend of mine and a worship leader at Journey. This is Darren LaSala.
Good morning, Doug. How you doing, man?
Welcome, Darren. So glad you're here, man.
I'm glad
excited to have you on board. And we're going to talk about your life on a cruise ship. You have spent years as a musician, entertainer on cruise ships. In fact, the first time I met you, you were still traveling around the world, living every man's dream. On the high seas, playing a guitar, man.
Yeah.
What a great life. And I know your story. You and I have a long history together. You've been at Journey, 20 years or so now?
Something like that, at least since 2000. I say 2002, but
Yeah.
that's cheating because I only came when we were off ships.
But the first time you came was 20 years ago.
Yeah, 2006 is when we came full time.
Yeah,
so,
that's after you left your career on the cruise ships.
Yes,
but
sir.
you were at Journey off and on
yeah.
all the way from 2002. So we have like a 20-year friendship.
Yeah.
You know, so I've had the privilege of hearing your story and Diana's story, and I just thought that you could share some of it here with us.
Sure.
I know a little bit. Let me just start here. I know you and Diana met in college.
Well, we met actually working. We were both going to college, but didn't know we were going to the same college. But we
Yeah.
actually met at a job, old time Maison Blanche, if you remember.
Oh,
that
Maison
store.
Blanche,
It was one of
man.
my 12
That's like
jobs.
historic New Orleans,
Yes,
right?
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
You ever heard of Benny Grunt and the Bunch?
Benny Grunch and the Bunch, yeah. 12 Yats of Christmas.
Yeah, the 12 Yats.
Absolutely,
yeah. He
yes.
mentions all those old New Orleans landmarks. Most of them are gone.
They are.
I know, like K&B is gone,
Yep.
and
Schwegmans.
Schwegmans,
Yep.
Schwegman, 11 Schwegman bags.
That's right.
Yeah, I listened to. Ironically, I had it on the way over here this morning, listening to the Christmas music, and that one came on. And
Diana's
Maison
listening to
Blanche
Christmas
was one of those.
Yes.
New
Bingle
Orleans
and all that.
traditions, man.
Yep.
Remember the little guy, that little mascot they had at Christmas? What was his name?
Mr. Bingle.
Bingle.
Yeah, Mr. Bingle.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mr. Bingle at
Yep.
Maison
That
Blanche.
little freaky snowman.
Yeah, he looked like he was in a horror movie.
He did.
Yeah. Like, how did he land this role, man?
Yep.
Looks like he belongs in a horror movie.
He still shows up once in a while.
Does he
still-
really?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys were working. You were both at Maison Blanche?
Yeah, I was selling ladies' shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
very interesting.
Yeah.
And ladies spend a lot of money on shoes.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, guys buy one pair a year.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Women, they'll buy more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was working for Estee Lauder Makeup
Yeah.
as a manager there, and I used to always make sure I walked by her counter when
Just to say hello.
go to the bathroom or
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm
I
over here.
Make sure she saw me, and she.
Hey, you
just-
want to buy some
Yeah,
shoes?
yeah. But that's where we met.
So
yeah.
y'all met, and
Yes.
so how did y'all meet? What happened?
Oh, she was doing inventory, okay?
Yeah.
And so we had never really spoken. I mean, she'd come into my apartment, department, and
Yeah.
I saw this stack of boxes one night, just this big old stack with these two little legs walking, and
Stack
I'm
of
like,
boxes.
look, that girl needs help. And I never really listened too much. I'm always walking around the store trying
Yeah.
to sell, and I saw her, so I followed her, and I said, hey, look, can I help you? So I
Yeah.
took some of the boxes and went into the stockroom, and we spent 3 hours, and I'm on the clock, just talking in the stockroom. I mean, my boss, Mr. Bill, he didn't even know I wasn't even in the department, and she's just putting stuff away, and she's counting, and I'm just talking, and I was just like overwhelmed. I was just looking and just
You were in love. Huh?
dude, it was just like that.
Oh my God!
And
so you helped her carry boxes.
yeah.
And been together now for 30 years. Huh?
Jeez, yeah.
What a great decision you made that day.
Yes, and for all you young men out there, if you see a woman in distress, you never know. Help
Offer
her
to
out.
carry the box.
Help her out. Yes.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah,
smart.
'cause I won.
So, so you guys started dating after that?
Yeah, almost. It was that she was. I could tell we were interested. We just like her friends would all of a sudden they'd come in my department all of a sudden and buy shoes, which they never did before. And
They were checking you out.
Yeah, and she'd send one of her friends over, and she'd say things like, "Ask him, that guy over there. Ask him. Oh, her friend liked me, so Diana came over and she just asked him if he's married or anything. And so Diana came over to me and she was supposed to introduce me to Coco.
Yeah.
But I never got to meet Coco. Diana came over and started talking and asking me all these questions like
cut
she was
that out.
asking for a friend.
Sure.
And that's how it started. And then it just fell
Asking
together.
for a friend?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
asking for a friend. She said, "My friend thinks you're cute and all that," but I never got to meet
Are
her
you
friend.
married?
Yeah, all those questions
She
came
cut
out.
Coco out.
Yeah, I didn't meet Coco till after me and Diana were dating. Well,
Yeah, it was too late for Coco.
Yeah.
That's so great, man. What year did y'all meet?
1988.
88. And you got married in what?
94.
Oh, so you dated for a while.
Yeah, well, the first year, it was definitely like I'm saying, sorry, I'm taken, sorry, I'm taken. So it was like we would just like it was just a whirlwind, and then all of a sudden we fell into just this getting to know each other and dating. It was great. We became really good friends.
Yeah.
And you have to when you work on cruise ships because you live in a box.
Yeah.
So if you're either going to hate each other, or you're going to be the best friends in the world.
Right, because you have pretty tight quarters,
Yeah.
huh?
So that's how we
Yeah,
met.
so y'all got married in what year?
94. 1994.
Wow. And were you still at Maison Blanche then?
No.
What were you doing?
Moved on. At that point, I'd gotten some promotions, and I was working for a restaurant. That's what I did in school, was hotel and restaurant. So
Got it.
I was with Pizza Hut for a while. I did Popeyes for a long time, and
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, and I became like an area
So
manager
you know
for a
the
while.
secret to Popeye's beans and rice?
I do.
Oh my gosh!
I do.
How do you stay so trim?
Oh gosh.
Knowing this
You
secret.
don't eat it. No.
Man, there was something in the Popeye's beans
It
and
is
rice.
the best beans I've
Oh
ever.
my
I try
gosh!
making my own, and I just can't touch it, even though I know what they do.
It's amazing, bro.
is.
And those biscuits, man.
Oh no! Look, don't even bring up biscuits.
The biscuits are like they float. They're
They
so
call me
light.
Biscuit Boy as a manager. You know
No
why?
way.
Well, because I was a store manager at 17.
Yeah.
And you have to be 21 to operate heavy machinery.
Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to make biscuits.
You couldn't make them.
So I was the only manager in the company that couldn't make
You
biscuits.
weren't allowed to even run
I
your own
wasn't allowed.
store,
No,
huh?
wasn't allowed to do
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Those biscuits float, man. They're so light and fluffy, and the
They're
beans
good.
and rice.
Yep.
So you were a Popeye's manager.
Did that for a while.
And
then I
then
went over to Pizza Hut, became an area manager for them, ran a
Yeah.
couple stores for them.
Yeah.
And then that's when we got married. And Diana was working for a real estate company.
Yeah.
She was like
She was a marketing director,
marketing
right?
director
Yeah.
for Weber Realty Group out in Metairie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we got married.
I got married, and you were working in the restaurant. She was in real estate marketing,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and both of you had musical talent.
Well, I found that out because I had always played music, like you said, pretty much my whole life. And my brother, in 87 to 88, I traveled with my brother in a band that we used to go from California to just did the circuit around the country, and we did hotels.
Yeah.
So you would set up, stay there for a week,
Yeah.
play 5 of those nights,
Right.
get paid, and pack up and go
Did you
somewhere
do
else.
cover music?
Yeah, it's all cover music. You know, my
Nice,
brother
man.
did some writing and things like
Yeah.
that, but he never really pursued it.
What was your band called with your brother?
At that time, it was called Phase 4 because my brother had gone through 4 phases of people, and he's like, "I'm just getting sick and tired. I'm getting the right people. I can't do it."
Phase 4.
Phase 4. Here we go.
Generator.
Yeah,
Regenerator.
That's right.
Regenerator 2. Yeah.
That's what it was. It
Every
was like-
man goes through
He
those
started out as
cycles, man.
phase, and then it
I
was phase,
know.
and he's like,
We're in
phase 1.
4.
All right,
So
this
you're
is
in phase 4.
Yeah, I was in phase 4.
Traveling the country,
Yep.
doing a hotel circuit.
Yep.
That's a pretty good life
It
for a
was
young
nice.
man.
It was nice, yeah. Yep. And then I just had my little year of like, travel around a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much I really enjoyed traveling when I did that, and I was going all over the country and staying in these places. I would like take the car during the day while they were sleep, because at that time of my life, I didn't really drink or anything. I was just like this young kid. I was like, and I went with them, and when they would sleep in because they were hungover,
Yeah.
I would get the car, and like if we were in Chicago, I went and saw Lincoln's Tomb, and I went and saw, I would go see things.
You would just take
St. Louis. I
take
went
a
to
tour.
the Arch all by myself. I would just drive
Wow.
around.
How old were you?
I think whatever I was in '88. I was out of school, so 4 years out of school, maybe 21.
Man, you're young guy just seeing the country.
Yeah, I
huh?
was just, but I was a young 21 at that time. I really was. And so I was just going to see things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of sparked me, because when Diane and I got married and the cruise ship thing came along,
Yeah.
I didn't think our band was ready for it, but I so wanted to travel.
Yeah, just
I
to
was
see
like,
the world. Huh?
Yeah, I just
And
wanna
what a
see
great way
things.
to see the world, man, on somebody else's dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way
Yeah.
I could ever, even to this day, afford to go to pay to go to the places I've been to.
Yeah, it's just what a treat, man.
yeah.
So, what kind of music were y'all doing in Phase 4?
Oh, just your typical, just
Like rock and roll?
yeah,
Pop?
mostly rock. I mean, we didn't do any rap music that they had at the time, but we did a lot of. We mixed it up. We did some country. We did a little
Did
bit.
ya?
Yeah, we did a little bit of mix of everything. Yeah,
You do any Elvis?
yeah.
Did
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
really?
Yeah, you got to do
Oh
Elvis.
man, everybody got to do Elvis.
You got to. People
Yeah.
love
So
Elvis.
anyway, so you're traveling around the
Yeah.
world, and you came back around, came
Yep.
back home, got a job,
Met
and
Diana.
Yeah, you met Diana, and
Yep.
you guys dated and decided to get married in
Yep.
in '94.
Yes.
And then your interest turned. You discovered that she could sing too.
Yeah. Well.
So you had your own band by then, or a
yeah,
different band?
That's right. It was kind of not a mistake, but it was kind of like Diana always. I could hear her sing in the car and things like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, girls. I always think girls can sing better than guys. Always, they have a pleasant voice.
They
you know?
do.
Well, when it was time for her to meet my mom and dad,
Yeah.
okay, because she hadn't met my mom and dad, and I knew this was serious.
Yeah.
I wasn't with my brother anymore, but he was still playing the hotel circuits, my older brother, and he was going to play in Slidell, and there used to be a place called Bogey's Lounge right here in
Oh,
Slidell.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
in the
Bogey
hotel.
Lounge.
There's
Yeah.
a hotel there, and so I said, look, my brother's coming to play. My mom and dad are going to be there. You haven't met them.
Was that a Ramada Inn?
It was a Ramada Inn.
That's
Very
where
good.
we had our
Very good.
first Sunday service
Are you kidding?
At Bogey's, yeah.
Yeah.
In that little, what was it called? Conference room right by Bogey's restaurant.
Yeah.
It's a small world, huh?
It's
That's
amazing.
crazy.
That's why we still.
Yeah,
Yep.
we all connected,
We're
man.
all connected,
So you
yeah.
guys had you had the idea to get your own band going?
Well, at that we were, but
Yeah.
at that time though we didn't, because this is when I found out she could sing. Because my brother comes down, and I said, "Look, my mom and dad are there. We go. My brother's singing. He gets me up to go play with him."
Yeah, of course.
Excuse me. And Diana's sitting there, and she's just being really nice. And she met my. I said, "Look, the best thing you could do right now is to get up and sing with my brother. I know you can sing." And she's
Yeah.
like, "No, no, no. I know you can. He'll play a song because my dad's a drummer.
Yeah.
They raised musicians. We have 6 kids, and 5 of us play."
Wow.
I said, "So you know what? Just go up and sing a song. It'll be." And she got up and sang, and I'm just listening to her, and I'm sitting there with my mom and dad. I'm going, "Oh my gosh, this girl is amazing.
Yeah.
She can sing. She's good, and she sang. And then of course my mom and dad loved her at that
Yeah.
point because that's what my sister.
Music was your life, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that went over well, and that's when we put the band together. It was after that that I put this little band together through the Pizza Hut guys and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you had your driver.
Yeah, that's when that happened.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So we weren't married yet with the band, but that
Yeah.
stayed together till after we got married. We used to play at Amberjacks and Legends and all these places down in Metairie.
Sure.
We used to do all these nightclubs, and
Right.
because you could make back then a lot of money.
Yeah.
Nowadays you really can't make a lot of money playing
Right.
music, but we did really well. We would play for like $1,000 a night.
Yeah.
And then we was both working and doing our. So we never had a day off. It was Sunday was church. We'd get up exhausted to go play music in church.
Yeah.
Then we went to work Monday through Friday. Well, mine was different. It was rotating, and then we played Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights in
wow.
the band. And that had to stop.
Man.
It was too much. We
You
lived
were
in
working
Kenner.
24 hours a day, 7
Yep.
days a week.
That's my whole life, always. And so we had a house in Kenner, and we were like, always working. And that's when we did that for a year and a half. And that's when she said, you know what, do you remember the cruise ship thing? And that's when she sent it away without telling me.
Yeah.
So we get it in the mail. I get the phone call. 3 companies call us back.
Wow.
And I
So
said,
you
okay.
you weren't on board with that.
No, then in good pun there. Yeah.
Yeah, pardon the pun. You weren't on board with her
No,
sending out the.
I didn't think we were good enough.
Yeah, and she said, we're good enough.
That's
yeah.
what she said. She goes, no, we can do it.
Tell me before we get into the cruise
Yeah.
ship. Tell me, didn't Diana lead you to faith in the Lord?
Absolutely.
So how'd that happen?
Well, because her brother Richie
Yeah.
met this pastor Wally, and they would meet at his house.
Yeah.
And he told Wally that, well, my sister sings and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and you know what? And he said, well, invite her.
Yeah.
Well. She invited me the first couple times, and I was like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "No,
I got it.
I go to church 3 times a year, and
Yeah.
I say I'm good." I just,
My calendar's full.
no, basically, I use that as an excuse a lot of times. My calendar's full. I don't need to add another thing to my life. She said, that's fine. And she went, and then she got saved.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, now you know what happens when a woman's saved and you're not.
Yeah.
You
You get right with Jesus,
yeah,
man.
you get right really fast.
That's right. You get right with Jesus.
So
boy.
I went with her a couple times,
Yeah.
and that's where I got saved at this little bitty. Like they asked us if we would play music, and I said okay.
Yeah.
And it was just this little bitty, like 20 of us, and
Yeah.
Wally and us, and we went to the house and we sang
Yeah.
these crazy songs.
What you sing?
It was like
You remember?
Yeah, oh, I do.
Yeah.
It's all these like I don't know if they're Pentecostal or whatever, but it's
Yeah.
like this is the day.
Oh, man,
This
that was
is the day
charismatic
that
songs.
The Lord has
This
made."
is like
I love those. They were
these
straight
are
out the Bible.
70s and 80s music.
But
Yeah.
it was like it was
Yeah.
crazy because the pastor's wife would sing, and not everybody's as good as Miss Rachel. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and this
That's true.
This lady would sing in this high voice. You'd go, "This is the day. This is," and nobody could sing with her.
Yeah.
So Diana's like, "No, we got to change that.
We got to bring this
we gotta
down.
Bring everything
because
down."
she's a great.
She is. She's
right,
amazing director with music.
What
I
part
don't-
is that she sings? Rachel has the same range.
It's Diana's like a soprano. Rachel and I actually are in the same register. We're more like tenors.
Yeah, tenors.
And,
I
yeah,
can't think of the word. Yeah, so Rachel
Yeah.
and you have the same kind of.
we have the same range. Yeah,
yeah. And then Diana can hit
Diana
way-
can go. She can sing anything. She's
Yeah,
crazy.
she can hit.
She's crazy.
Yeah, because she's
So-
done so much.
So once she took control of the music thing,
Yeah.
that's how she drew me into
Yeah,
the church. Was
yeah.
like, come help me play guitar. I'm like, okay. And then Jesus
Brilliant.
just grabbed me. That was
Yeah.
it. It was like once I became and started listening,
Yeah.
he just made it clear.
How'd you get saved? You just heard the gospel and
We were sitting. I remember. Oh, I totally remember the day that
Yeah.
I invited him. It was
Yeah.
we were sitting in his house and we had just sung, and it was the end of the service, and he was inviting people, and I didn't raise my hand or anything, but I just sat there, and he started praying, and I said, okay, you know what, Jesus, this makes sense.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not really the most logical guy, but when I hear what you're saying and I look at where I'm coming from and who I am, and I can't earn this.
Yeah, so the light just came on.
It just came on, and I
That's
was like,
why
you
we
know
call
what?
it an epiphany. Like one day he's like, oh, I get it.
I said, Jesus, I said, look, I'm yours. I said, I'm yours. I'm open to my heart. I am welcoming you in. You do what you need to do
Wow.
in me. That's
How old
basically
were
what
you?
I was 22.
So you were still a young man.
Yeah, I mean 23 maybe. I don't. It was when me and
Yeah.
no, I had to be like 23 because we got married when I was 28. No, I was 23, 24 at that point.
Yeah.
It was like
So it's still before you got married.
yes, before I
Yeah.
got married. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I really love your story that you led worship the night you got saved.
yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah, it's like-
I mean worship, but I'm not quite right
It,
with
it
Jesus
really didn't
yet.
mean what I was doing to me at that point.
Yeah.
I was just worshiping.
But I love how God used your music to draw you into the
well,
faith,
you're going to
man.
find out that's what drew us to you.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
The
that's what
journey?
the journey. Yeah,
That's right. I
absolutely.
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, because you
God
guys were
used
still
it
on the
twice.
cruise ship. Do what?
God used it twice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because music is such a part of your
It is.
makeup. God spoke to you through music. Yeah. The first day y'all came to Journey was like in '02.
Yes.
And I remember we just put out an ad on the back of the phone
So,
book.
I love it.
It was the
I
worst.
think I still have it.
It was the worst
It was
picture
that
I've
little
ever
bitty
taken
small-
in my
No,
life.
It was awesome.
It's horrible, man.
You got this bleached blonde hair.
Hey, we just use a term that nobody even knows what it means anymore. Phone book.
Phone book. I know.
Who uses
Oh,
phone
my
books
gosh.
anymore?
Oh,
So
I'm
we
sorry.
bought
We
it.
just dated us. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it was a spur of the moment decision. Somebody came to the office one day and said, "Hey, the back cover of the phone book's available.
Yep.
We
Which is
can't
great
sell
advertising
it.
at that time.
Do y'all want it?" And they gave us a huge discount just to fill it in. So we
Right.
bought it on the spot, and it turned out it led us to you, man.
We were looking like we knew in 2002 that our time was coming. Even though we didn't get off to 2006, we were planning ahead,
Yeah.
and we were thinking about having kids and all this kind of
Right.
stuff because that will get you off cruise ships if you want a family because you can't have one out there.
Exactly.
But we were thinking, well, we need a church,
Yeah.
and it's like even though we're still on ships because we would have services on board with some of the Filipino people were so
Yeah.
on fire for Jesus. We'd sit on the stairwells with them and pray and stuff.
Sure.
But we get home when we get home in our times off and go. And so the phone book was sitting on the thing. And I said, "Look at these guys." I said, "Look at the back."
Who is this dude?
I said, "Look at I said, "I want to go to their church." No, that's what I said. I said, "He looks cool. Look, he's
Did
got
you really?
That's what I said. I said, "Look, he's got bleached hair. Look."
Oh, I forgot about that's why
Yeah.
the picture was so bad.
Preach wife. I said, "Look, you got a pretty wife, bleached hair. That's us."
Do you know why I had bleached hair?
I don't know.
We just did a sermon series, and I illustrated it by blonde my hair.
Yeah.
Bleaching my hair blonde.
It was great.
Rachel said, "Doug, I don't think you should do that because that's not." Anyway, I talked to because Rachel was a hairdresser before we were in the ministry.
That's great.
So I talked her into bleach blonde, turning my hair bleach blonde.
Right,
so
right.
she did for our sermon series. And it just so happens to be the month that we
That you did that
bought
ad.
the back of the phone book. It all just kind of happened unplanned,
See that?
you know.
And even if God did that for me,
It may
I
be-
thank Him for it
maybe
because
just for
it
you,
made me
bro.
look at that and go, "These guys look cool."
We won one person to the Lord.
Dude, I was playing music on a cruise ship. I thought I was cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so when I
see?
saw you, I said, "This pastor's
Oh,
cool."
we're going there.
This,
Yeah.
we're going. So we did. So with that following Sunday, we went to. It was the Harvest then.
Yeah, and
it
we
was
were on
the-
Pontchartrain
you were
too.
on Pontchartrain, yeah.
Right, across from where we are now. We were in
Right.
the old John Jay
Yeah.
Shopping Center. Yeah,
It was great, and we
Yeah.
pulled up, and the parking lot was full. And this is and there's golf carts going all over the place, giving
Yeah.
people
Oh, yeah, I
rides.
forgot about the golf
to,
cart.
And
Yeah.
so we walk in, and as soon as we open the door, I'm talking, we parked pretty far away.
Yeah.
I could hear music.
Come
I could
on.
hear the worship.
Yeah.
And it was loud. And it
Richie was
good.
jamming that
Oh
day, man.
gosh!
Yeah.
And so we walk up, and everybody greeted us, and they were so friendly. And we walk in, and there they were. There was a worship team. I was like, oh man! I said, this is church.
Yeah.
I was like. I like this. So we went, and then we came again, and then that was it. That's what drew us was because we had gone to a couple other churches
Yeah.
a couple weeks before that,
Yeah.
just looking, and he says, and God was almost like, yeah, no.
So
And
the
it's like-
bleach blonde hair got your attention.
it got my attention to go look at your church.
But the presence
Yes.
of God was in the music, man. It's so
Oh,
true.
man. And I'm telling you,
true.
when I was in there, I mean, we stood in the back. We weren't going to stay. We ended up staying for the whole service.
Yeah.
And then when I saw you preach, I was like, no, that's him.
Yeah. And we've been together ever since. And
Yeah.
We became fast friends too.
Absolutely.
Somehow God just connected because the church was huge.
Yep.
So we became very close
Yep.
immediately. It was kind of, when you meet somebody that you feel like you've always known them. You
Yes.
know, that kind of,
Yep.
that's how when you and I first met.
Yep.
Like we were like old brothers from,
Yeah. Oh, you made me feel
childhood.
like you knew me and comfortable already right away.
That just happens sometimes unplanned that you just make a connection with
Yep.
somebody. So and you say, yeah, we're going to be gone for, weren't you gone like 6 months at a time?
It depended, but that time it was like 6 months. Yeah.
You said, I'll see you. And so I was like, wait, what? You just said 6 months?
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
And then you said, yeah, we're on a cruise ship. And
Yep.
that's when
That's
I got
right.
into your story.
That's right,
So
yeah.
y'all were gone like 3 to 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last couple times we went like 9 and 12 months at a time.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like we just wanted to be done. So we're like, let's just finish this.
So
and-
Diana sent the application or the
right.
sample video, whatever
yeah, she made
sent.
a packet. Didn't tell me. Just sent 3 of them out to
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean and NCL, which is Norwegian, and,
Yeah.
and Carnival, and they all contacted us back.
Wow.
But Royal Caribbean didn't want us for like a couple months.
Yeah.
And then NCL, they said, well, maybe 6 months from now. Carnival said, look, we need you in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I said, well, let's talk to these guys.
2 weeks.
So I call him up, and
That's okay. You're managing a restaurant.
yeah, doing everything. But look, this is how God moves. Dude, listen to this. Okay, it must have meant to be because
Yeah.
I call up the guy, and it's this country guy, and I was like, "Hi, can I speak to Dave Miller?" He goes, "You got Dave Miller here." I thought it was a joke.
What a
I was
great
like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, if that really is you guys on that tape, I need y'all on the ship 2 weeks from this Saturday."
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, look, Dave, you got to give me more time because I'm thinking to myself, we're not doing this. But I was like, Dave, you got to give me more time. I got 4 guys that have to tie up loose ends. He goes, all right, I'll give you 4 weeks. I said, okay, let me see what I can do. And I hung up thinking, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I call up Mike, the keyboard player. He says,
what a
yeah.
change.
He goes, I can go.
Yeah.
I said, okay, and that's the keyboard player. He was crucial because he's the whole songwriter.
What was he doing?
He was a teacher at St. Margaret Mary. He taught music.
Oh my gosh, he was a school teacher.
Yeah. So he said, I'll take sabbatical.
Oh, he took a sabbatical.
He said, I'll just take. He goes, I'll
to
take
go on a ship with you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I called Robbie. I said, Robbie, what are you doing for the next 6 months? All right, dude. All right. That's the drummer, right? Yeah, I'm in, man.
Was he working for you?
He was working for me. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So I took him off the schedule. He didn't lose his job. I just like,
He took him off the schedule.
And so-
he was driving for you for
Yeah,
Pizza Hut.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
And so then, the other guy said, I can't do it, Darren. I said, that's okay, that's fine. I said, and Diana said she could do it. So I just put a 2 weeks notice, and I said, guys, I'm done. I said, They said, really? I said, yeah, 2 weeks, I'm done.
Yeah.
And they took it. So then I put my house up for rent. I rented my house out. I rented it right away, and everybody else was clean to go. And we packed up everything. We got on board. That was it.
What ship were y'all on
It was
first?
a celebration, Carnival
oh my
celebration.
Gosh.
Yep.
The first cruise we ever took was on Celebration.
Yeah.
25 years ago or whatever.
That
Me and
poor
Rachel.
ship's gone now.
Is it really?
Yeah, they
I
took it
guess
apart.
It was kind of old back then. I mean,
It was. Yeah, it was one of the early ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a great ship. Though,
was,
Man.
it was.
Yeah. First time I ever heard the term Lido deck.
There you go.
Yeah, and the all-night pizza and ice cream bar.
gosh.
Dude, what a great idea, huh?
Oh, I gave
Pizza
like 30
24
pounds
hours
when
a
I got on
day.
ships. It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. You came back so thin, bro.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
I've been like this my whole life, but it
Okay,
was like
yeah.
I went on starvation diets when I was on board. I was
Man,
like,
if I was on a cruise ship,
available all the time.
I'd weigh 500 pounds, man.
Dude, I did. I was looking at a video one time of us playing because we went as a 4-piece band. I was
Yeah.
like, look how good Diana looks. Oh, look at Robbie back there. Look at Mike. He's going, who's that fat guy?
Who's the fat guy?
That was me.
Oh, that's me.
That was me.
I'm the fat dude.
That was me. So I had to stop. And no, I did. I came back okay.
Yeah.
But I actually recently, I was talking with Pastor Ken, just started getting
Yeah.
in shape over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I came back better. But when I saw myself on there, I was like, no, that's not good.
How long was your first stint on Celebration?
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. And then we took a 2-month break and went back to the celebration
Holy cow.
and did 9 months again.
So where did y'all go on the first 9 months?
We did, they did a funny run back then. It would stop at Tampa,
Yeah.
and it would let people off and pick people up there, then go to Grand Cayman, Cozumel, and Jamaica, then come back and let the people off and on in New Orleans. So we did 2 embarkations.
Yeah.
So in New Orleans, the people that got on in New Orleans would get off. So Tampa was actually a stop for some people.
Wow.
So, but it was where people got on and off.
Yeah, it was also, they were loading up the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah. So they would do that there. So we did just that same route, just that Cozumel, Grand Cayman.
So you saw the whole Caribbean.
The Caribbean I've seen too much of.
You've seen every island down
Oh
there,
gosh,
huh?
we've been down as far as to South America now. We took other ships out of Miami that would go from Puerto Rico and things like that. So
you've seen all the islands down there?
that side. Yeah, we never really got anywhere further out, but we did get to travel to Europe and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was was more of a goal to me than United States.
So your first 9 months, you stayed in the Caribbean
Absolutely.
back for
For the-
9
but
months. So
same
you made
thing.
that circle in 9 months.
and then did it again. For 9 months.
How many trips did you take in 9 months, you think?
You know what's funny? If Diane was here right now, she could tell you how many cruises we've actually
Oh,
taken.
really? She knows
She's already
that?
figured it out.
Oh, wow.
Over 10 years,
Yeah.
and took out the months that we didn't cruise, and she could tell you almost exactly
Wow.
how many cruises and it's
So
hundreds.
It was too many to count.
Let's
huh?
tell you this: when I would not be like when Diane and I, and you'll find it later on that she moved on from being in our band. Okay,
Right.
so we
Yeah,
did
she got
different
promoted,
contracts.
huh?
She did.
Yeah.
And so when we weren't like scheduled together, they kept us on the same shifts, but sometimes our contracts didn't match up. So I might be off early 3 weeks. I would stay on board with her. Why would I go home? I'll just stay with her and
Yeah.
stay in her cabin with her and do nothing for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
that's
But they
a great
counted
job.
that. They counted that as a guest. So you know what? To this day now, when I go to Carnival and buy a ticket,
Yeah.
I'm a platinum member.
I bet.
I've never bought a cruise.
I bet.
And because they counted me as a guest.
Yeah.
So
For
it's crazy.
10 years.
And those of you that cruise knows what a platinum member is. Those of you who don't go, I don't know what that is.
Platinum is-
But it's like you walk on board and you get to sit in the captain's club. You don't sit outside with everybody else. You go on first.
You're the VIP.
Yeah,
man.
you are. That's
You're
exactly
like
what it
royalty,
is.
bro.
Never asked for
You're
it.
royalty, man.
Never asked for it.
That's the grace of God on your life,
Yeah,
man.
God's been
so
too
your
good
first
to
9
me.
months was on Celebration.
Yep.
And you guys had your 4-piece band playing.
Yes,
You played every night or off
6
and
nights.
on. 6 nights.
Yep.
How many shows did you do each night?
We would do every night. We do it from 10 to 2, but before that, on 2 days, we would do like these cocktail parties. We do like a 5 to 7 and a 5. So for musicians, you work a lot.
Yeah.
But to me, that was nothing. It's like, so even if you work 6 hours a day playing music, wow.
It's killing me here.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I love.
You have all day to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we weren't allowed to do was eat in the main dining rooms because that's assigned to the guests.
Right.
And we weren't allowed to go to the casino, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Other than that, as an entertainer, we could go up. We'd go to the gym. We'd go up on deck. We'd get off and go on the islands. Now, the guys that had it hard were the guys that waited on your tables or the cabin stewards.
Yeah.
Because you can't have 2,500 people up on deck with 2,500 guests.
Right.
So they let entertainers, casino workers, things like that come up and be like
so
guests.
you can just mix into the
I'd
general
mix with the guests,
population.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
It was nice, yeah.
Nice. What was your quarters like? Your room you slept in?
It was they were small but efficient. I mean, it would be a small boxy room.
Like how small is that?
I would say maybe it's definitely smaller than this room.
Like 8 by 10?
Maybe 8 by 10, maybe.
Wow.
And then a bathroom. At least we'd get a bathroom, and then
Private
8 by 10. But it was very efficient. Like you had closet space here, that. When we were just a band, we didn't have a window. We were nobody inside. Once Diana became a production singer, then she got this nice cabin with a window, and it was bigger. And then I would work.
Moving on up, boy.
Yeah, she did. She did really well.
Yeah. So you had 8 by 10 room.
Yep.
Bathroom, private bath.
We had our own
closet,
bathroom. Yep.
Yeah. And
TV and
nice bed.
Yeah.
But no window.
Sometimes we had bunk beds though. We had when we went in as married couple. They have to try to find us a room and actually either on the celebration they made us a bed.
Yeah.
They took the bunk beds out of the cabin and they made a bed for us. It was really nice.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That was a country boy they did, the country guy?
Yeah, well, no, he was the guy who booked us from
he was
the
recruiting.
office.
Got it.
This was the hotel manager on board. She was actually from New Orleans, Gwen, and she felt bad that we were a married couple, so she said, "No, I'm going to fix
not
that
putting
for
you
you."
in bunk beds.
Yeah, we went on married. Everybody thinks we found each other on cruise ships. No, we didn't. We were married when we went.
So, celebration would hold 2,500 guests.
I think I want to say 18 to 2,000, 2,200.
Yeah.
2,200.
Like
I was just throwing a number. About 2,200, yeah.
Right. And how many crew members?
We had
would
about,
be?
I want to say 1,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
1,500?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, to give, and I'll give God glory for this. When we find out how messed up the world really is, because you can take 1,500 people from all over the world, and you can put them on a ship together, and take politics and worldviews out, and we all got along.
Isn't that amazing?
We didn't fight.
Different languages, different nationalities, cultures.
I mean, we didn't understand a lot of things in what was there, but we got along.
Yeah.
Which tells you that, people are people everywhere.
They are. They're the same.
We're all, and we all just want the same things. We want to worship our own God. We want to take care of our family. We want to provide.
Yeah.
It's just our worldview, politics and things get things so messed up.
Yeah, the enemy tries to divide people into little.
But it can
tiny
be done.
camps.
This world, we could all get along in this world because if you can shove us all in a ship from 40 different countries,
I know.
Give us all this space. How come we can't get along?
And sail for 9 months.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Man, you got to really love somebody to stay on the boat with them for.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I was a
9
little
months.
afraid
Yeah.
when I got aboard and I found out, because it would be like we live in this box together.
Yeah.
We go eat lunch together. We spend the day together. We go and we work together. We sing together. So the next day at breakfast, when we get up together, she says, or at dinner, she says, "How was your day?" Well, you were with me all day. You tell me how my day was.
Well, you were an eyewitness. Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying? I was worried about that. But you know what? It actually made us grow closer.
I bet.
Because we were real. When we got married, we were best friends first. It wasn't just this love at first sight, let's get married, I think you're beautiful and I want to marry you.
Yeah.
No, we were friends. Yeah. So when we got on ships, we were friends.
Yeah.
Some people, you jam in a box like that together, they find out that they don't want to be together.
They're enemies.
Yeah.
So your first cruise was in 96.
Yes.
And you stayed through 2006.
2006.
10 years.
Yeah.
How did you move from Celebration? Was it because of Diana's promotion?
Yes
or?
and no, but you actually you want to move. You don't want to stay on the same ship forever.
Yeah.
We liked being out of New Orleans, but it gets really old, But what happened was some of these cocktail parties we would play, the big shots from the office would come on. Like Mickey Arison is like the owner of Carnival. Bob Dickinson was the president at the time. He's no longer with them. But these guys would come on and come to these cocktail parties, and we as a band were playing these cocktail parties.
Yeah.
And they came up to me one day, and Bob Dickinson, the president of Carnival, came up to me and says, your singer is really good. Why is she not doing the shows? I'm like, oh, you mean like the production shows? He said, yeah, she's amazing. I said, well, I don't know. He says, I'll tell you what, why don't you put a tape together and send it in, and we'll get her. He says, look, she gets paid better. You guys get a better cabin, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. He said, but she's really, I said, okay, I'll tell you what, Bob, if she gets this job though, I said, I know how it works. I've been here like a year and a half, 2 years. You're not respecter of persons, meaning that if two crew members meet and get married, they don't care if you're from different departments. You go here, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's
job is your job.
Your job is your job.
Yeah.
I said, if this happens and she gets this promotion, now we're different departments. I said, she's not going to do it if you're going to separate us.
Yeah.
And he shook my hand. He said, look, we will put you together. If she gets it on every ship, we will keep you all together.
Wow.
And you know what? Even after he
favor.
left,
Yeah.
they never let us down. Now, we didn't always cross as far as like, she might get done early and go home, and I still had 3 weeks left to finish mine, or vice versa.
Right.
But we were always on the ship together.
Wow.
For 10 years.
After Celebration, what ship came
We went to the
next?
Destiny. That was the first really huge ship. It exists, but they've changed the name already.
That's
by
Carnival
now. Yeah,
still?
we stayed with Carnival for the 10 years.
Yeah. How big is Destiny?
Destiny was like, oh gosh, that one had 5,000 guests. It was.
floating
I'm trying to
city.
think of this. The size doesn't really matter because you tell people it was 103,000 tonnage.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That's water displacement.
Yeah, we don't know.
That doesn't really tell you how
That
big
means
it
nothing
was.
to me.
It's like 3 football fields
Yeah.
long. You know, it's like
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
visualize that?
But 5,000 people tells you.
5,000 people tells you it's
a lot of
over
people.
double the size of the celebration. About 5,000 crew members, so it's a small city.
Yeah.
And now it's called the Sunshine. Now
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the Carnival Sunshine.
And where's it based out of?
I'm not sure right now where
about
they
then?
are. Back then it was based out of Miami.
So you
So we
went to-
packed up all our equipment in a U-Haul truck and we drove to Miami.
Yeah.
All 4 of us.
Yeah, loaded up
And
on
that's
land.
the ship where she, even though it was a celebration, they asked us about her being promoted. It was that ship we made our film tape, and we did one more contract as a band there, and then she went to Las Vegas. And then to Finland.
Yeah, wow.
And if you remember, they had a ship at one time in 1998 or 99 called the Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
That was a smoke-free ship, no smoking on the
Right,
ship.
right.
Well, she flew to Finland, and her first job as a production singer in the shows, which is like a Vegas-style
Yeah,
show where they
yeah.
sing and all the, was on that ship. So she opened that ship up
So they sent her to Vegas for training.
for training, and then
Wow.
they sent her to Finland to open up the ship.
To launch a new ship.
New ship, yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
It's a
isn't it?
huge deal
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because she called me, and I don't know if she wants to be sharing this, but I don't think she would mind.
Yeah.
She called me many times from Finland because she was out there by herself, crying, going, "I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I don't know what a ball change is. I'm not a trained dancer." I said, "Look, they saw something in you."
Yeah.
That they believe is going to work.
Yeah, and
I said,
she-
"You do what they say,
she's telling
learn
it.
what they want you
Yeah.
to do." And from that point on, she just and then I went and met her there eventually. But from that point on, she just kind of dug in, and now she's a great dancer. She can
gosh.
teach dance.
Yeah.
now, you know, and
Yeah.
this is and
The best production we've ever done at Journey
remember that.
was Christmas in 2006.
we all had the 2 stages.
Oh my God! And Diana produced the whole
remember
thing.
that, yeah.
She produced, directed, choreographed it, and wrote it.
Yep, that was amazing.
We had like 4,000 people come to the show.
that was crazy.
She
I felt
did-
like I was watching like a professional.
It
show.
was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
You
it
guys
was-
were amazing. Just with the support, though.
Well,
I mean, you guys.
Yeah, but Diana led the whole thing.
I understand
We
that,
just
but you
did what she
guys-
told us to do.
You can
yeah.
only be as
Yeah.
good as the people that you
Yeah.
lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah, we had a second stage.
oh, and
it was
Ken,
yeah.
everything he did with the stages and all.
Yeah,
that,
it was incredible,
amazing,
man. Yeah, all the team really got behind it. But Diana
Yeah, she
is
did.
incredibly
She
talented.
taught all those dances to
yeah,
all those kids. And,
she choreographed all the
Yeah.
music.
for somebody who said I can't dance.
Yeah, and look at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she got trained in Vegas, then
Yeah.
in Finland,
Yeah.
and then launched Destiny, which was
Well, no, launched
huge-
the Paradise.
Oh, Paris, right?
Which was
Paradise.
the first non-smoking
That was
ship. We
that's
went to
right.
New York. I met her in Finland, which was nice. We got to go out and spend a week there together. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. This is where I got to travel because
Yeah.
they paid. I wasn't even on. I was going to be the duo. Me and the keyboard player
Yeah.
were going to play as a musical duo
Yeah.
because the drummer went home at that point and Diana was in the show. So now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I said, well, we put a little duo together. And so wherever ship she was on,
Yeah.
I would be like the duo playing in the lounge next to her. Or I was the guy, if you ever been on the promenade, you see the guy playing guitar singing.
Absolutely.
And giving directions.
Absolutely.
Like you think someone's coming to give you a request and they're actually asking you where the dining room is.
Yeah. Hey, how did you my meal?
Yeah.
Well, I'm singing.
Or
right
I would
now.
do that. I would either be the guy out there by myself and
Yeah.
play, but they kept me with her wherever she went, which was great. So yeah, that was the part. And we went to New York.
Yeah.
The ship went there, and we spent 3 weeks in New York. And what we would do, we would play every day, and then we were free to just be in New York with a free hotel.
Oh my gosh.
It was so nice.
So you saw the whole city?
Oh yeah, a couple
Yeah.
times now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love New York. Yeah, wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, I want to live there.
I love where I'm at now.
Which
I was-
hotel were y'all staying?
It was actually it was on, what was it called? It was a Carnival-owned hotel, believe
Yeah.
it or not. But it's right on Times. You could see Times Square from the window.
yeah.
We stayed right there. I'm trying to think of what it was.
Yeah.
They were doing renovations on it,
Yeah.
so we had some pretty funny experiences because we saw a rat crawl across. And all
Oh,
that.
boy.
But they charged us like $50 a night, and it was just crazy.
It's crazy. Those hotels right on Times Square and right off Times Square, they're so tall that when you look out the window, you can't even see the street.
No.
All you can see is the building across the street.
Across the street.
It's a little overwhelming.
It is.
You know?
It is. But it was fun.
Yeah.
I got to go like see things that don't exist anymore. I mean, we got to see the towers. We got to go up on the towers.
You were there before the towers
Yeah.
fell.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. So,
Did you go into the towers, or you just?
I just went on top of them.
Yeah.
You know, I had to go in to get on top. Yeah, I went in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember being up on top, looking
that
down.
was before
going,
01 then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
man.
2000. Well, 99.
Yeah,
That's when
2 years
when we
before.
took the.
Wow.
Paradise
Rachel
out.
and I were married 25 years, our anniversary in 01 when the towers fell. And we took a trip from New Orleans to Boston.
Okay.
And we rented a car and drove up to the coast on Maine.
Maine, right?
On Kennebunkport.
Yeah.
Because George Bush had just retired.
Right.
And so we went to visited his house. They didn't let us in.
Right.
But we saw his house. And he was even there. He was out in his boat, and he waved at all the tourists there. You know, it was wonderful.
Isn't that a great ride,
But
though?
it is, man. It's amazing. Oh, my gosh, the coast all the way up from Boston. But we were in Boston just a few weeks before the terrorists. In fact, they were probably there in the city that day,
Sure,
preparing to hijack the planes. So you just never know
that's
what's
eerie, isn't
lurking
it?
behind the scenes,
You don't.
man.
You don't.
Because we were just two, people on an anniversary trip,
Right.
2001, and then we got home 2 weeks later is when the towers fell.
Wow.
But I didn't get to see the towers because we didn't go to New York City that
Right.
trip. Yeah, but you went in.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
I've got
towers.
pictures of when we brought the ship into New York,
Yeah.
and you see the towers in the background. There's, you know how they shoot the fire, the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
Got
Beautiful.
to do that. Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
So that was kind of crazy.
Did I do a Broadway show?
Oh, a couple, yeah. So of course we had to do. I'm like kind of a Disney guy, so we did Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
and we
did you
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Was it great?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's just the whole atmosphere is neat. I mean, Diane to this day, one of her goals that she still, and she, knowing her, because she never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
She still may do it. She wants to at least audition for a Broadway show.
I bet she can make it.
I know
man.
she could. I said, "Look, you're just going to have to audition for the moms now.
Yeah.
That's all.
She's very talented. Yeah. Is she producing the Christmas Carol? in Slidell?
She's a part of it, but she's not
Yeah.
actually the producer.
I can't wait to go, man. I love that story.
because Connor's in it.
Yeah,
and,
Connor's in it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got a
definitely
really.
going.
He plays young Scrooge. He's got a singing part.
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh.
So,
Yeah.
well, he played Tiny Tim
Right.
years
Remember.
ago or something.
I
So
remember.
now he's too old for that. So
Yeah, he outgrew that one.
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
I'm gonna come. It's in December, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll let
go.
you know for sure. But yeah, I think
I'm
it
gonna
is.
Go because I just love.
I love that story.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus all the high school students.
Yep.
Some of the students at Journey are in it.
Are in it, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and see it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right. So
So where are
else?
we? I'm lost.
We're almost out of time. So let's
All
kind
right,
of tell some more stories. Some that you think that's
Okay.
is interesting to share.
Okay. So anyway, so she became a production singer.
Yeah.
So at that point, our life got even better
Yeah.
because now she's got this great cabin with a window. And
Oh,
all this
my
kind of
gosh.
stuff. Yeah, she gets treated like gold.
Yeah.
Production singers make it a whole. Look, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
This gave us a great opportunity to save a lot of money.
Oh, isn't it
she
great,
she
man?
was making a good bit of money. I was getting paid way more than I would on land to play
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And we had no expenses.
Wow. Because
So,
you were living on a ship.
After our third year in, I was renting my house. I sold it.
Yeah.
I was like, we're not coming back for a while, so
Yeah.
let's get rid of that house. So we sold it, and
Yeah.
then so she began, and so
Put a ton
now
of
I
money in
stay-
the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'd stay with her in her cabin. So whoever worked with me got their own cabin. So if you were my
Wow.
partner,
Yeah.
because you don't see that on ships, they usually pile 4 people in a cabin,
Yeah.
and crew
You get
members.
their
and-
own private.
So he
you
had
were
his
staying
own-
with the star of the show, man.
Exactly. I could go around and tell me, hey, you see that girl up there? She
That's
likes
my
me.
wife.
She likes me. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the same suite.
I'm gonna take her out tonight.
We're going to dinner.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
That's
yeah.
so great, man.
So yeah, so we did it. And
How long did I do that?
the production singer thing.
Yeah.
Well, we ended up doing that for the following 8 years that we did.
Oh
ships.
wow, for the whole time.
The whole time,
Oh,
yeah,
my
she was
God.
production
so
singer, and I
You're,
just-
you're like a VIP man on the ship all the time, bro.
Everybody thought so. I used to still stand in the back. We used to have CDs that she made, and I would sell her CDs for
Oh
her.
my
and-
gosh, I love
I
that,
was like,
bro.
yeah. She was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So yeah, it enabled us to do some things. Like I said, we wouldn't be able to do when we were off one contract. We took a month.
Yeah.
Okay, and one of the biggest things about ships that I like about it is the relationships you form with these people out there. Like when we were there, we used to tell ourselves, this isn't real.
Yeah.
These people are not our friends.
Yeah.
They're not, and that was like kind of like being a little too Christian. We were like, they're not really our friends. They're
Yeah.
our acquaintances, and
Yeah.
we shouldn't have been like that.
Yeah.
But as it turns out,
Yeah.
we're still talking to these people.
Yeah.
And when we went to Europe, we took a month off
Yeah.
and we just traveled Europe. We stayed at people's houses for people that we met, like their parents. Like
gosh.
they weren't even there. Look, you can stay at my mom and dad's house, and they welcome us in.
They were your friends.
They
man.
were our friends.
They were your
we
friends.
Everybody. all
So
these
you
people we
stayed
met-
at their mom and dad's house,
Yeah,
and you're
I played
just,
golf with my friend Tony's dad, and Tony was still on the ship. Okay, and
That's
we,
friends,
we
man.
were in Scotland, Royal Dornoch, and we were
Yeah.
up there playing golf
Oh
with
my
his dad.
gosh. What a course.
Oh yeah, it was awesome for £5, like $10.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Scotland's an amazing country. I've never been.
We did that
My family's
proverbial
from
thing.
Scotland. My great
Are they?
great grandfather was Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been to
We
Scotland.
did that proverbial, put your backpack on and
Yeah.
just go walk around. And we lived off the train, and I'm taking suitcases. That's all we did. Traveled all Great
Yeah.
Britain. So that gave us that
Yeah,
opportunity.
so you saw all Western Europe.
We went into Paris. We take the Channel and go to France and do
yeah.
that. So it enabled us to do things like that.
What other parts of the world have you been to?
Well, I mean, mostly just Europe and the United States. I've done pretty much every state. I mean, we've traveled. We've been to Canada. We've been to Mexico. We've been.
Yeah.
I want to get further over. I'd like to do like what you've done and go over to the China side and over there. I haven't done there yet.
How far in South America did y'all go?
We went
On the
to
cruise
just to Trinidad and to just off the tip of what's those countries right there on the side? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Ecuador, Trinidad, right there. We didn't go further down.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll do
Is that a cruise ship stop?
We did
I didn't
because
realize that.
they did a couple. It was some special runs.
Yeah.
and
Got
they
it.
did overnights. So
Yeah.
what they would do is we'd go from Puerto Rico and go down south. It was a southern run, and we'd stay in Trinidad. And they do overnight, so you could go and travel.
Nice.
The next day. And
What's
come
some
back.
of your favorite memories getting off the ship and doing one of the tourist, visits?
I've got.
What do they
great-
call that? An excursion. What's your favorite
Yeah,
excursion of
well,
some of them?
one's silly. One's every time in Tampa when I was in Celebration, I used to get to go to Disney World for free every day. So I was like, I'd go there every time. I would spend the day at
Yeah,
Disney.
of course you
But
would.
that's just me. I'm
Yeah.
like the Diane. That wasn't her favorite.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I loved Aruba.
Yeah.
Only because we have some really good memories because a lot of times we went, it was around our anniversary time. And Aruba's a type of island to where you can go to and have all the comforts of home, like hotels, casinos, and restaurants, this, that, all in one place. And then you walk 2 miles down away from it and you can have a beach to yourself. Wow. It's just quiet.
Aruba.
So I love that.
Yeah.
But Cozumel is kind of like, it touches my heart because that was one of the first places we went to on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
When we went on a cruise. And then I've watched it go from this little quiet to this way overgrown thing. But I've made friends there. Like when I go to Cozumel now, I can actually go see people that I know that live there
Right.
and go spend the day at their house and they'll feed us. And so I made friends because
Yeah.
I really totally believe that this whole thing is helped me like to nurture relationships because because you have to meet people you don't know and you have to understand where they're coming from and
Right.
their backgrounds and accept it.
Right. And you're on a ship together. You can't leave.
Yeah, you can't. So you
You
realize
can't
the
move down
differences.
to a new city. This is your city.
Yep.
Yeah. So you still got friends
Oh,
to
yeah.
this day because you brought people to church in years gone by that
Right.
you knew from the cruise ship.
That's right,
So
yeah.
it's really cool how not only was it your job, but you built all these network of international friendships.
Yeah.
That's just
The
that's
people I thought
incredible.
weren't my friends, they are actually more friends than the people I left behind.
Isn't that something else? What was worship like on the ship when you guys did your impromptu worship sessions?
It was fun because let me tell you these and I love these people. When you see these people cleaning your staterooms, these
Yeah.
Filipino, especially the Filipino, they have a special place in my heart, the Filipino people,
Yeah.
because the way they're treating you, this
Yeah.
very nice, very soft. That's how they are.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Some of these other people I'm not picking on people or judging,
Yeah.
but when you're in the casino or something and you see these rough Eastern
Yeah.
Bloc people and
Yeah.
they're being nice to you, they don't like you.
Yeah.
They
don't like you.
They don't like you. These people from
Yeah.
Russia and all that until they get to know you.
Yeah.
Once they meet you, then they become your best,
Yeah.
most loyal friend. They'll
They'll
do
die for you.
anything for you.
Yeah.
But they're very apprehensive against the Western culture.
I understand that.
But the Filipino people, they would get together. We found them one time. They didn't really invite us. We were walking down the stairwell in the crew quarters, and there was
Yeah.
like 12 of them sitting down there reading a Bible.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about Jesus. And they're
Right.
and
Wow.
so we were like,
So
we're
it's like you had your own church service
so
in
we
the
would
stairwell.
join them, and they would say, "Come on." Now we had trouble understanding, but we all spoke English to a certain
Worship
way.
the international language,
yeah,
man.
but we would get together probably like once a week,
Yeah.
and they'd be in that same stairwell,
Right.
And
Worshiping,
just-
studying the word.
Yeah, and someone would get up and give a word of the day, and we got to
powerful,
have our
bro.
chance and be able to give us something. They wanted us to talk about how you can be on a cruise ship and be married and still be like. Right, meaning
Holy?
like holy, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like being on a cruise ship is almost like being back in college.
Yeah.
Everybody has their doors open. Everybody, I hate to say, everybody's being with everybody.
Yeah.
They're having like it's like a relationship. It goes super speed. Like they meet, then all of a sudden they're living together, and all. In a span of 3 weeks, you've gone through 5 years of marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And it's sad.
And you guys were married.
And we were married, and we're
you-
not out doing what they're
and you
doing, and we're not
maintained the
mixing with
integrity of
people.
your relationship,
Yeah, we
right?
did. We did.
That's
I can
beautiful,
honestly
man.
look God in the eye and say thank you for that because I've maintained the integrity of my relationship on board.
Wow.
A situation where it's so easy to
Yeah.
Because people come on ships and it's almost, you've heard that thing, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
People come on with this attitude that you could just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, there's 5,000 strangers
Yes.
that you're never going to see again.
So so they wanted us to preach about how you can stay faithful to your partner and how you can do things like that around everything that's happening around you, because you're in an environment that's just a party.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I get it. And you're traveling the world.
Yeah.
So of all the ships you've been on, favorite one?
All right. Well, my favorite one is the Celebration.
Really?
Well, let me tell you why. Because it's the bigger ships are great, and we've been on the biggest and newest ones at the time that they had, which is the same size now. There's just newer ones.
Yeah.
Okay. But what happens when the ship gets bigger and the crew gets bigger?
Yeah.
You don't really get to form those relationships when you
Yeah.
have only 1,700 crew members. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, 800 crew members on the Celebration, not 17.
Right.
You see each other every day.
Yeah.
You make friends.
Yeah.
Even the guests, when you're walking around, you see the same guests again, and they were in your lounge and they saw your show,
Yeah.
and you like. I have friends now in Tampa that are like almost great friends of mine, Steve and Lisa, that we met on one of the smaller ships.
Wow.
That I stayed at his house for 3 weeks after Katrina.
Oh, that's a friend.
Yeah, I stayed there. He let me change my address and get my mail there and everything. I
Oh,
stayed
my
there for
gosh.
3 weeks.
That's a friend, man.
Okay.
And you met him.
I met him on.
He was a guest?
Him and his wife had just got married and were doing their honeymoon cruise, and they met us in our lounge on the Celebration.
Y'all became best friends?
And I don't know if I have a best friend anymore.
Wow.
Because there's so many people like yourself that I think are so important. I can't call anybody the best.
You got a lot of best friends, man.
I do.
You got multiple best
I
friends,
do.
which is a great life to have,
I do.
man.
So so I still keep in touch with them. Yeah.
Any last story you want to tell? Anything you want to wrap up with?
Well, I think I talked about how we met you and.
Yeah, we talked about Journey.
No, well, you know what? I just wanted to say that when we were on ships, it was a great life, and it's a season. You know, I mean, me and Diana joke about it. That's terrible English. We joke about it all the time about how we love to go back, and we may do it one day as old people. We may, but you know,
As old people.
we got off ships because we wanted to have a family.
Yeah.
And you can't do that when you're out there.
And you raised two boys,
and you know
man.
what? We when we were out there, we were like, you know what's going to get us off ships? Well, if you get pregnant and we have kids, we're just going to get off.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? God turned that into us adopting these two little boys.
Oh, man.
And
What a
I would
miracle.
not change the pain that we went through
I know.
for anything. And
I
I thank
remember.
God for that.
Yeah. What a miracle, man, because of the loss you suffered and all the years of waiting, and then the adoption you thought was going to go through didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah.
That was painful. In fact, Diana was producing a show at
Yes.
Journey when y'all found out the news that you weren't going to be able
Yeah.
to adopt the kids. And I remember she walked in that night and she was, just devastated.
I remember.
She cried. We hugged.
And she performed.
And she went out on the stage
I know.
and put on the show of her life.
I know.
She's an incredible
she's
human being,
amazing.
man.
She's amazing,
She's
yeah.
incredible.
Yep.
Because I saw her 15 minutes earlier. She was devastated.
She was
She was done.
Yeah.
But she understood. She gave it to Jesus. She said, "Okay, let's do this."
Yep.
Man, I was always so impressed with her.
Yeah.
Her professionalism.
Well,
And
you and I, my friend, we both married up.
oh boy, did we ever, right? Man, way over our head. Hope they don't figure us out, man. They may get a better deal somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
know.
there's.
The
I think we
grace of God.
fool them pretty good.
And you got two boys,
Yes.
man. Yeah. How old are your kids now?
15 and 13.
Oh my gosh. They're grown men
I know,
almost.
I know.
They're going to be going to college soon.
Yeah, Aiden's trying really hard to do a music scholarship. He's working
Is he
hard. Yeah, he
really?
loves his trumpet, and he's in jazz band now. And he's
Oh,
doing
my
nothing.
goodness.
And Connor, he'll probably be living with me till he's about 25. But
Yeah,
that's
is that
okay.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a different guy.
Oh, that's so great,
He's great.
man. Your boys are so smart, so handsome, so strong.
I appreciate that.
So much like you and Diane in so many ways. And they love music and they love singing and performing. They carry on your genes from your dad who loved
Isn't that
music so
something?
much. And it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how God gave you the right boys. you know?
Jesus adopted me.
Yeah, I know God is so good. Man, I've enjoyed talking
Me
to you
too.
today,
Me too.
Darren. What a great story. I know you got 1,000 more to tell probably, but I appreciate you sharing,
Oh, absolutely.
your journey with us and Diana's journey. It's been great being friends with you for 20
Yes.
plus years. I look forward to the next 20, man. Who
Yeah.
knows what God's going to do, huh?
I'm
Maybe I'll
ready.
come see you on your next 10-year career when you're retired and
Yeah.
traveling the world again.
We might. You never know.
I'll make
My-
cruise
my
with you
wife-
some, man.
You can't. My wife never ceases to amaze me when
Yeah.
she says we might do it again. I believe her.
Yeah, you say you probably will.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for coming.
You
man.
bet.
Well, we're going to wrap it up today. You've been watching Stories I Didn't Tell Last Sunday. My guest today has been Darren LaSala, telling the stories of cruise ship living around the world. He and Diana had a 10-year career across the globe, and he's a 20-year friend of mine, and he and his family have been with Journey since 2002, and we just love them and appreciate them. If you're living close by Slidell, Louisiana, and looking for a church, come visit Journey. You can download the Journey app if you want driving directions, find out more information, prepare for a first-time visit, get connected. Go to your app store, type in Journey Fellowship Church, and the app is downloadable. It's free. It's stock full of information and resources to help you in your journey of faith. If you're living too far away to attend in person, join us on the online campus, which is also available right on the Journey app. And you can also check us out at jf.church for more information about Journey. This is Doug McAllister for Journey Fellowship Church, and you've been watching Stories I Didn't Tell Last Sunday.